we welcome you back to 843 TV at the Holy Trinity Classical Christian School. And now we get the pleasure of talking to Reverend Chad Lawrence, who has been the headmaster here for the last decade. You've seen the entire journey of the school from start to where we are now. That's got to be exciting.
It is exciting. I never anticipated when I came to Beaufort that I would be involved in this work and this ministry of starting Holy Trinity Classical Christian School. We moved here fresh out of seminary. The idea is that we would come into the Parish Church of St. Helena, be part of the clergy team, and then after 2 years go forth, having some experience and go into maybe lead a church or who knows. But it was quickly after I arrived that I was brought into this notion of starting a school, and then presented to be the headmaster. And so some 13, 14 years later, here we still are in Beaufort, and it's been quite a ride.
As I like to say, God had a different plan, right?
He did.
Yeah. As we talk about the last 14 years, I mean, you arrived here from California, correct? And you were in academics, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So you had that passion for teaching. How did the concept come about? Was it on the mind of the parishioners when you started the school, or did you come together saying, do we need a school? We're looking for a school?
It's interesting. When I left California to go to seminary, I really thought I was leaving the world of academics and schools behind. I thought that I was moving now into parish ministry, and so went to seminary, came here, and the pastor of the church, Reverend Jeff Miller, and others within the church had this notion of a classical Christian school. And even though I had been in education, I had never heard of classical Christian education. But they asked me to be part of a committee to research it, and as I did, I found that I was captivated and longed for it for my own daughters. I wish I had been educated this way, and I thought, this community could really benefit from a school like this. And as it turns out, I had the privilege of helping to bring it here.
And the community has benefited, as we've been filming here for several years now. We've talked to students, current students, alumni, staff, teachers, and it certainly has been a blessing for the area of Beaufort. Yeah,
I mean, that's humbling and beyond my even scope of imagination to think that I've been part of it. It is a joy to go out. I spend most of my days here at the school. I mean, I rarely... I'm here, home, and church, and those are pretty much it. And so when I do go out and encounter, I was at getting new eyeglasses just recently, and the doctor there was saying, "Oh, you're Reverend Lawrence with Holy Trinity," and she knew all about our school and the witness that our students had been. Just I go to the physical therapist and they'll say things like, we know when a Holy Trinity student comes in. They're able to talk, they're able to converse, the way they carry themselves. And that's gratifying. I mean, our students aren't perfect, and our school's not perfect, but that we are able to be part of something like this is a joy.
I think so. And I think about the timeline. So when you opened your doors 10 years ago, we started with how many students?
75, 80 between preschool. We had about half of those students were preschool, and then we had K-5, kindergarten through 5th grade, and there were about 40 students.
That's a pretty good size for a first
Yeah. It
impressive.
was a solid start, and we had this building which was far bigger. I mean, we had all sorts of empty spaces and classrooms, and we didn't know how to use. And thankfully, that was not a problem for long. But then other problems emerged for how do we find the space. We went from not having enough or having too much space to trying to figure out how to get more.
Yeah.
And you just had your 3rd graduating class,
Yeah.
and we learned the last time we were here, you've got a building program coming up.
Yeah.
So that's certainly a sign for the future growth.
Sure.
Would you like to share about that?
Well, I mean, you have a double building there. I mean, you have the building of these students, graduates, alumni who are now going forth. We have over 50 alumni, and they're all over from. We have a student go to UCLA. We have a student at Duke. We have Naval Academy. We have students here nearby.
Illinois, Wheaton College.
Wheaton College, right? So we have over 50 graduates who have gone out into the world, which is terrific. And yet the work here needs to continue and build and grow. So.
And also, I want to talk about that. We have 400 students on campus,
Right.
correct?
Yeah.
So that's 10 years. And I love. We've been here several times, and we've talked about the progression of the curriculum. We've talked about the quality of the students, and having the support from the faculty to help the students in the educational process. It really is a nurturing environment, and that says a lot.
Well, we've really tried to create a place where students are nurtured and loved and challenged, and academics and learning are pursued within a Christian environment and foundation. So none of it's possible without the faculty and staff and the many supporters. You wouldn't believe how many supporters we have of this school who have no children or grandchildren, or never will have children or grandchildren here.
I think we heard that. In fact, there was a
We
fundraiser
did.
that you actually succeeded your expectations, correct? And
Right.
some of the people
One
who
year, I think it was
supported-
a 1 year,
Yeah.
met the goal.
Right,
Yeah.
right, and that's because people within the community see what's happening and long to invest in something
That
like
is
this.
such a refresher. They don't have children of their own. They have a passion to want to invest in the future because they see
Right.
the world and what's going on out there, and they know that's
Precisely.
rare to have an education like this. And so that's a sure sign of your success to me.
When I have the opportunity to bring people from outside in to tour the school, that's always a great joy. And very rarely do they leave without a sense of hope. I guess I'll leave
That's
it
great.
at that.
Love it.
with hope.
Sense of hope. Well, you're moving on. We
I am.
won't get into that now, but we just
Okay.
wish you the best
Thank you.
of everything on your next step in your journey.
Yes,
So,
congratulations.
yeah.
Thanks for having me
Congratulations.
here, and thank you.
And we thank you for watching this episode of 843 TV.
Where communities come to speak.